Live from the Don and Lorena Meyer studio at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln College of Journalism and Mass Communications, this is Nebraska Nightly.
But first, we have breaking news relating to the UNL budget cuts, this time concerning the faculty and staff. Reporter Angie Twombly has the latest.
University professors released a new financial analysis from an independent analyst that shows the university is in stronger financial health than previously thought. It was recently announced that a proposal to cut $27.5 million would take place next year, but Nebraska Nightly has obtained a report that claims instructors are unfairly taking the biggest financial hit. The financial expert found that there has been a larger increase in administrative spending than on professors who are on the front lines of the teaching UNL students. The Association of Instructors plans to use this report to argue that cuts should be reevaluated. Details will be revealed next week at a news conference, but before then, a rally opposing the cuts will be held on campus at the Union Plaza prior to the game tomorrow. Back to you guys at the desk.
Cornhusker Clink, the new ICE detention center being built in McCook, passed its final inspection yesterday. The governor's office reported that the final security upgrades are still ongoing. Governor Pillen states, getting the final pieces pulled together has admittedly been a little bit of a moving target and has been made more difficult with the Schumer shutdown. That's the governor alleging the Democrats are responsible for the shutdown. Today, the lawsuit filed by a former state senator and 13 McCook residents will be in court. The lawsuit asks a judge to rule against the new facility, alleging Pillen does not have the right to repurpose the work ethic camp without approval from the legislature. ASUN held together their weekly meeting Wednesday with the big topic at hand, being Cornhusker Clink. ASUN discussed a bill that would prohibit the Cornhusker name from being used for the facility. Several UNL students came from the open forum to share their perspectives and voice their opinions. Those in favor of this proposal argued that it is what the students want, and it is ASUN's job to represent the students. They also argued that this facility is not a good representation of the Cornhusker name. Those opposing this bill argued that it is not a big deal and somewhat of a waste of time. ASUN released their statement following their meeting. Their statement reads, "The Association of Students of the University of Nebraska is dedicated to representing and supporting all students. We value inclusiveness, diversity, and the dignity of every member of our community. We are deeply concerned by the decision to use the name Cornhusker for a Nebraska ICE detention center. ASUN stands firmly with the immigrant and international students and with all individuals affected by this decision. We strongly oppose the condemn of use of Cornhusker for a facility that promotes division and harm. We call upon state and local leaders to reconsider this decision and ensure that the name Cornhusker remains a symbol of compassion, belonging, and Nebraska pride."
At every school and every state, there's a security team member whose top priority is to keep students safe. This week, Lincoln Public Schools is featuring one campus supervisor in recognition of America's Safe Schools Week. Eric Williams is a supervisor at Lincoln Southeast High School, and he takes pride in helping to maintain a safe and welcoming environment for all students.
From anywhere from 19 to 20,000 steps 5 days a week. So that includes monitoring, that includes going to different situations, that includes informing, just walking parking lot duties, walking around the school, just maintaining a safe place where the kids can come and learn like they're supposed to without any worry.
Oh no, don't turn around. Doing when he is working with students and building a sense of community in every school he visits. He wants to continue showing kids that you don't have to follow a certain agenda to get where you need to be.
Hundreds of online services and platforms are getting back up and running after a widespread outage early Monday. Services affected include Venmo, Snapchat, Facebook, Prime Video, and Amazon's cloud computing. That's according to downdetector.com. Some airlines, including Delta and United, reported disruptions for some of their systems. Amazon's web service said Monday, that is, it had issues with its cloud service operations. It said the outage lasted 3 hours and included entertainment and gaming websites. UNL student Andrew Wirtz was on campus and was one of the many affected by the outage. The Amazon.com cloud service returned to normal operations and the outage was resolved on Monday afternoon.
Coming up after the break, a look at the upcoming weather for the game.
And it's the 28th anniversary of the October blizzard.
The need for blood never stops. And at the Nebraska Community Blood Bank, your blood could help save lives. Right now, only 7% of the population donates blood. But imagine if there were more.
We're sitting at below a 7-day level of supply of all blood types across the board. So every blood type is important, and we need all donors of all types to come in and donate right now.
At the Nebraska Community Blood Bank, they
contacts
believe
got dry.
that all types make a strong blood
This
supply.
was supposed to be of my boyfriend who thought he was going to
Well, when I was reading, when he said something, it completely
Social media is a daily part of many college students' lives, something we've become used to. But it can also be overwhelming and draining.
I was trying to
Studies
read it,
show
I was
that
like, wait,
taking
what?
regular breaks from social media reduces stress and improves mental health. Too much screen time has been proven to increase anxiety, while stepping away helps you reconnect with the world around you. Take a break. Protect your mental health.
Many of the brands you love don't love animals like you do. Look at the labels of products you use for a bunny logo signifying they don't lab test on animals. Check the label for those who aren't able. Start making the shift by visiting Cruelty-Free Kitty.
Welcome back to Nebraska Nightly. 28 years ago, a freak snowstorm surprised south central Nebraska, including the Lincoln area. The blizzard dumped more than 13 inches of snow on the capital city, and the highest reported snowfall reached 23 inches in Clay Center. Students and staff at UNL's School of Natural Resources called it a once-in-a-200-year snowstorm. As the weather continues to change, remember to be diligent and plan ahead for your walk across campus or your commute across Lincoln. We would like to thank Dr. Kenneth Dewey for providing these photos from that day in 1997.
Fall weather conditions have rolled in this week. Let's take a look at our weather for the upcoming week.
Currently, we're looking at temperatures in the mid-50s with a gentle breeze coming from the southeast, blowing between 10 and 15 miles per hour.
Looking ahead for tonight, we will have a slight chance of showers and a low in the upper 40s. The wind will stay relatively calm throughout the evening.
Tomorrow, we are expecting a high in the mid-50s with cloudy skies and southeastern winds between 5 and 9 miles per hour. Heading into the evening, we can reach temperatures as low as 50 degrees with winds around 7 miles per hour. Taking a glance at the week ahead, we can expect cool temperatures through the weekends with highs in the upper 50s on Sunday. We can expect light showers at the beginning of the work week. Monday, we are seeing a high in the upper 50s with a low in the mid-40s with partly sunny skies. Throughout most of Tuesdays and Wednesdays with gusts of wind between 16 and 22 miles per hour. Conditions will remain similar for Thursday and Friday as well. Coming up next on Nebraska Nightly, the latest numbers of inflation.
And how government workers are doing without paychecks. Stay tuned.
Okay, so how about this much?
I don't know.
Well, how about this much?
I don't know.
How about,
Actually, I don't know.
okay, maybe this much?
I don't know.
The very tip of your pencil, a fraction of a raindrop, 3 grains of salt. That's how much it takes for a dose of fentanyl to become lethal. Learn more at realdealonfentanyl.com.
again for the day?
Yeah, just kind of maxed out on people.
Is there anything you wanted to talk about?
You know, thanks for asking. I have been feeling just kind of off lately.
Do you want me to
Concerned about a friend? Just ask and refer them to counseling and psychological services at UNL.
Tonight on Nebraska Nightly. Many federal workers will have to start pinching pennies a little tighter. Friday marks the first time these employees won't be getting a full paycheck because of the shutdown. Since the stalemate started on October 1st, close to 1.5 million civilian federal workers were either furloughed or forced to work without pay. Hundreds of these employees were seen living up at a food bank event this weekend in Washington, D.C. On Thursday, Senate Democrats blocked a Republican bill that would pay people who are considered essential workers. Democrats want the bill to cover furloughed employees too. However, lawmakers on both sides say they feel a bipartisan agreement could soon be reached.
Inflation crept upward in September, further squeezing Americans' wallets. That's according to delayed government data released Friday. Meanwhile, many federal workers faced a payday without pay as the government shutdown drags on and threatens food benefits for millions. Karen Kaifa reports from Washington.
Consumer prices for a range of goods rose at their fastest pace of 2025 during September, according to the Consumer Price Index report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Inflation ticked up at an annual rate of 3%. Pushing the top line number higher, gas prices, which shot up 4.1% last month. Top White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett blaming that on a decrease in refinery capacity he says has been reversed.
We've seen those have already come down, so we're highly confident that the next number will even be below this.
But food prices are 3.1% higher than this time last year, with some staples soaring. Coffee prices up 18.9% year over year. Beef and veal prices up 14.7%. Bananas up 6.9%. Some retailers say they're trying to hold prices down to keep consumers coming back.
We're really trying to hold prices because when prices go up, nobody wins.
Meanwhile, many federal workers missed their first paycheck Friday because of the government shutdown, which is also putting November's SNAP benefits for roughly 42 million Americans at risk.
It will make us, people like myself and other individuals, have to make that hard choice. Are we going to put food on the table or have proper health care?
The government inflation data release was prompted by a government deadline to make cost of living adjustments for 2026 Social Security payments, and retirees will see a 2.8% bump in their benefits next year. In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
Coming up after the break, Nebraska football looks ahead to tomorrow's game against Northwestern.
And Nebraska basketball prepares for Midland. We'll be back.
Social media is a daily part of many college students' lives, something we've become used to, but it can also be overwhelming and draining. Studies show that taking regular breaks from social media reduces stress and improves mental health. Too much screen time has been proven to increase anxiety, while stepping away helps you reconnect with the world around you. Take a break. Protect your mental health.
The need for blood never stops. And at the Nebraska Community Blood Bank, your blood could help save lives. Right now, only 7% of the population donates blood. But imagine if there were more.
We're sitting at below a 7-day level of supply of all blood types across the board. So every blood type is important, and we need all donors of all types to come in and donate right now.
At the Nebraska Community Blood Bank, they believe that all types make a strong blood supply.
Many of the brands you love don't love animals like you do. Look at the labels of products you use for a bunny logo signifying they don't lab test on animals. Check the label for those who aren't able. Start making the shift by visiting crueltyfreekitty.com today.
Welcome back to Nebraska Nightly. I'm Jackson Ingolstad. Nebraska football is hosting the Battle of the NUs tomorrow morning against the 5-2 Northwestern. The Huskers are following a brutal loss to Minnesota in which the Huskers simply took their foot off the gas. After a week to regroup, Nebraska's offense is only looking straight ahead going into their matchup against the veteran Wildcats.
We got the next game. We got another game to go do it and prove to. It doesn't matter what anybody else says, but prove to ourselves that we are that offense that we think we are.
That's a veteran group. They're tough. They play hard. They're well coached. It's gonna be a challenge for us, you know, and that's why we do what we do is for those challenges.
He's family to us, and so you know that feeling's you know it's terrible, but I mean it makes you be like, all right, I need to get better for him.
We've been doing a good job other than the last game starting fast. So then getting back to our roots of coming out and scoring on that first drive. And I mean we had a game earlier this season at 11 a.m. so we know what it's like. So I think that's gonna help for this one.
Black shirts, they are also hoping to make major improvements against Northwestern. It has been 2 straight weeks without a takeaway for Nebraska, and they allowed 24 points last Friday to Minnesota. Although there is much work to be done, the defense is confident in being able to punch back tomorrow.
When you lose, you can't overreact, but it has to matter enough to you where you got to fix it, and it has to be a mindset and practice to fix it. And that's what we have done.
I think our whole objective is to make sure that when a fight starts that we're not counterpunchers, but we're people that are taking it to the other person. And when you taste the smell, you taste your own blood, that you fight back.
The biggest thing for us, just stopping the run. You know, that's how they're going to try and come in and get the game started. We got to nip that in the bud before we can focus on anything else.
Tomorrow's chili kickoff is in Memorial Stadium at 11 a.m. and can be watched on FS1. While Nebraska is preparing for battle and defending their home territory, Northwestern has to prepare themselves to play against some of the loudest fans in all of college football.
Arguably the best environment, most hostile environment in all of college football. So incredible challenge in front of us. In this league, it's going to take 4 quarters, you know. We got to be at our best in the 4th quarter. And what a great opportunity coming off of this week to challenge our team to improve in that area going into Nebraska week.
Walk from Memorial Stadium to Pinnacle Bank Arena, Nebraska basketball is hoping to keep the ball rolling after beating number 8 BYU in an exhibition match last week. They will host Midland for the final exhibition game of the preseason on Monday. Although an NAIA opponent, Hoiberg wants the Nebraska ball squad to treat this game just like any other.
Listen, there's a lot of Nebraska kids on that team and a lot of them that have played in this building. And, you know, I know they're going to come in here and want to play well. So, you know, as we've talked to our team, I don't care who you're playing against. You've got to prepare the same way. You got to go out there when you're on the court and make a positive impact on the team.
So guys, we're kind of in this crazy spot where it's, you know, it's football, high school playoffs are coming up, volleyball playoffs, basketball starting. But I don't know, I'm not always a huge fan of cold football personally. I prefer summer football myself.
Yeah, it's hard to bundle up all those layers of the game, and then sometimes you get a little warm, you want to take some off, but
oh yeah, Nebraska has some crazy weather. It can be 90 one day and 50 the next. So.
I know, when we were playing HCU, it was like 130 on the field, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for some winter football. But then I remember the trauma that I had going to the Iowa game last year, and it was like I was shaking the entire game. It was terrible.
Oh yeah.
Coming up after the break, we take a look at how to protect your spine.
And Nebraska students are for awards. Stick with us.
Okay, so how about this much?
I don't know.
Well, how about this much? How about,
Actually, I don't know.
okay, maybe this much?
I don't know.
The very tip of your pencil, a fraction of a raindrop, 3 grains of salt. That's how much it takes for a dose of fentanyl to become lethal. Learn more at realdealonfentanyl.com.
Social media is a daily part of many college students' lives, something we've become used to, but it can also be overwhelming and draining. Studies show that taking regular breaks from social media reduces stress and improves mental health. Too much screen time has been proven to increase anxiety, while stepping away helps you reconnect with the world around you. Take a break. Protect your mental health.
Welcome back to Nebraska Nightly. It's Spine Health Awareness Month. You may not think much about your spine, but it supports your body, allowing you to move.
It also protects the nervous system, but as we age, keeping the spine healthy gets harder, as it can weaken and wear down over time. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has ways to protect your spine and lessen risk of major medical issues.
The simple things you may take for granted, like getting out of bed or walking your dog, are all made possible by your spine.
As we age, it's imperative to pay attention to how the spine actually changes.
Dr. Terrence Verla with the Orlando Health Neuroscience Institute says as we age, spine health gets harder to maintain and can lead to limitations in our mobility and affect quality of life. To protect spinal health, he says have a healthy diet with foods rich in vitamin D and calcium that can help strengthen bones and keep your body physically fit through exercise and by maintaining a healthy weight. He also says posture is important.
It helps keep the spinal column neutral and evenly redistributes the load in a way that can maintain a healthy spine and a healthy lifestyle.
Verla says one of the most common spinal conditions later in life is degenerative scoliosis. As joints wear down, it can create a curvature in the spine.
Those patients could have back pain, pain shooting down their legs, numbness, tingling, and sometimes even weakness.
If you have any of those symptoms, Verla says to see a doctor, as early detection and treatment can help keep the condition from progressing.
It is a reason to at least consult with your primary care provider, who can order all the necessary tests or just a simple x-ray to figure out, what's going on.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Dr. Verla says degenerative scoliosis typically starts with one problem, like an aching back or a hurt leg, but it can progress to causing multiple issues, which is why treating it early is important.
Finally tonight, the College of Journalism and Mass Communications and Nebraska Nightly are well represented in Denver today and tomorrow at the Broadcast Education Association competition. The Co-JMC had finalists in 6 events, including Best PSA, Best Feature News Reporting, Best Regularly Scheduled Entertainment Program, Best Podcast, Best Sports Reporting, and Best Sports Play-by-Play.
Among those finalists, Nebraska Nightly's Hayden Haug is the finalist for the both Best Regularly Scheduled Entertainment Program for Paranormal Inactivity, Log 3, and Best Podcast for Paranormal Inactivity, Log 2. Harmon Johnson is finalist alongside play-by-play announcer and J-School alumni Jake Strantz for Best Sports Play-by-Play for UNL men's basketball versus St. Mary's from November of last year.
The winners will be announced tomorrow evening during the BEA's convention. Good luck to both of our Nebraska Nightly finalists and all of our Co-JMC finalists. Let's take one final look at our weekend forecast.
Tonight there is a chance of precipitation and light showers with a low in the high 40s. Looking at the next 3 days, tomorrow we can expect cloudy conditions with a high in the mid-50s and gentle winds Sundays. Conditions will be similar. However, east-southeastern winds will pick up with gusts up to 20 miles per hour.
On Monday, there's a 40% chance of showers with a high in the upper 50s. So do you have any plans for Halloween next weekend?
You know, I haven't really thought about that yet. You know, there's a lot of certain ideas I have, but with the cold weather, I'm not sure I want to dress up too much.
Yeah, it's so hard to dress up because you want to stay warm, but you want to be like a fun little character. So yeah.
I don't know. I think that the football game's gonna, show us how we're gonna feel it next week.
Yeah. Are you going to the game?
I am. Are you?
I am not. Unfortunately, I have to work, but you better bundle up.
Thank you for joining us at Nebraska Nightly.
Make sure to tune into our live show on Tuesday at 4:45 p.m. and follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Nebraska Nightly. Nebraska Nightly is a production of the University of Nebraska's College of Journalism and Mass Communications.